Test. Hey everybody. Okay. So here we are. Once again. I feel like, you know, I've been Minecrafting like mad this week. How are you all tonight? Hey Top Hat. Hey Melly? I hope I'm saying that right. Hey El Cayman. Hey Beast Gaming. Hey Void Shadow. Where? Get over here. Get over here. Give me my shit. Here we go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight. Tonight is going to be an interesting, somewhat new experience. I will be reacting to the videos. I've not seen any of these on purpose because, well, I mean, duh. It wouldn't make sense to react to a video I've already seen. There wouldn't be as much of a, you know, an organic reaction. I'm probably not going to be, while watching the video, reading any comments in the chat, so just, you know, beware. It's just kind of how it is. So yeah, you will only hear the audio of the video, not the actual video itself. The video is going to be playing through Discord, and I'm going to be playing it in such a way that I can see it, but you guys can't. So, should there be a better format? I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah. Hope you liked the video you sent me, Cayman. Yeah, I hope so too. But I'm going to be going in ascending, or no, descending, excuse me, from the very top, from the very first one, going down from there. And then, of course, I will be playing hardcore in the background. Yeah. But it'll probably just be me chopping trees and, like, I don't know, typical Jack stuff. Nothing too fancy right now. I need trees, so this is a perfect time to get them. So yeah. Other than that, yeah, it's gaming time, Exotic Slug. You are not wrong. Alrighty then. Let me quickly put this. There we go. Okay. Oh, and I'll also, while I'm at it, copy link. In case you guys also want to watch along all on your own, that's the very first video we will be doing. Okay. I'll just take a pause every now and then, maybe. We'll see. If I want to, like, comment on something or what have you, we'll go from there. Alright. Play, you bitch. Oh, and I gotta nix the music, too. Okay. Minecraft, the lifestyle choice. No music. I hate starting on a quiet one if I don't know what's going on. Okay. There's sound and stuff. Cool. I was genuinely worried for a split second something was broken. Okay, so this is Ambient Halos. Minecraft, the lifestyle choice. From 2016. Wow, this is a somewhat old video. How many logs I got? Okay. You can see I've decimated the hell out of this forest. So it's kind of getting annoying to have to find. Yeah. A dude is still in there, alright. I check on that guy every once in a while. I don't want him to despawn or anything bad to happen to him otherwise. Whenever I do finally get the raid farm up there fixed, that guy's going to be my very first guinea pig. Okay, so we got a guy playing Minecraft. How fitting. But nothing I'm really, like, blown away by. This is just a time lapse of him doing things in game. It's probably like me when I was I was in school still at that point. So, like, I would, when I wasn't at work, I would basically just play Minecraft all day. Which, fun fact, that's how I built Space Valk 3, or, Space Valk 1, rather. I would do nothing but just play Minecraft all day. I could no-life builds like Space Valk 1. So I hope this music doesn't get me fucked. I don't know. We shall see. Oh yeah, and just for the future, try to not give me anything that's copywritten. Because copyrighted items are probably not a good idea to, you know, react to. I gotta hand it to him. His camera angles are on point. He is a mince raft gamer, that is for damn sure. From dusk till dawn, yes. I was there once upon a time. I was able to do that. I can't pull all-nighters anymore. I'm too old. But sadly, that is the way of things. Nice. Why does he use his MacBook's keyboard? And oh god, he uses a trackpad. Are you serious? At least show me what the hell you did all night. Like, if you play all night, you gotta have something to show for it, right? What just happened? Heard a bump. Uh-huh. Oh, I see. He's playing it via his laptop, but he had it into a monitor. I didn't catch that. Alright, well, that's fair. Did he really set up that time lapse and just play all night? Because he looks like a zombie, so I'll give him that. His eyes aren't nearly as glassed over.
It's a lifestyle choice.
Oh. Minecraft isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle choice. I guess I can kind of get behind that idea. I don't know. Minecraft is definitely a way of life at this point. But you don't really, like... You can't make that everything. You have to do other things with your life. But fair enough, you know. You like what you like, you do what you do. I can't much blame him. Okay, I'm pausing just because safety. Alright, yeah, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Oh no. The MTB or MBTI personality quiz takes 10 minutes. All right. Fair enough. All right. Let's see here. Complete the test. Be yourself. Honestly answer. Allowing my potential. Okay. Oh, Before I do that, I need these sheep. I'm definitely going to need beds. And, oh fuck. And this is the only good way to get beds. Not much else I can do, really. So, uno momentum por favor. Sorry if that triggers any of you Spanish speakers. If it did, that was the point. Get back here. Get back here. Damn wandering animals. I figured I'd probably end up having to start an animal farm at some point, but like... I'd definitely been reluctant to do so. Now, however, is a bit of a... I guess right here is fine. I don't, like, need a whole lot of space, so this'll work. Oh, wait. Yeah, it'll work. Excuse me, I just have to clear the land here. Okay. I don't think they can get out there, but we'll be extra cautious. Cool. Now, if you spam the spacebar, you can actually jump over fences. Little known fact there. Most people don't realize just how powerful elytra are. They can get you over anything, just about. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just not in the, I'm not in a safe place to distract myself and take a quiz right at the moment. Okay. So I got my sheep. Let us return to the forest. Okay. Question numero uno. Oh, yeah, let me get the music back on. Since this is just the personality quiz, I'll get whatever results it's going to give me. I don't know how to interpret them, but whatever, we'll go from there. Okay, question number one. I make friends regularly. I mean, people friend me on their Discord accounts. Does that? No, I'm just kidding. That doesn't count. I don't make friends that regularly. I mean, like actual friends, people I like actually talk to. I don't make friends that regularly, but I don't make them like once in a blue moon. Like once a year, twice a year, I make a new friend maybe. Someone that I don't actually mind talking to on a regular basis and will actually talk to me on a regular basis. Obviously through YouTube and through like just various means, I've made plenty of decent friends. So like, there are 7 squares. They go from disagree to agree. So I'm probably in the agree category, but not like fully agree. I don't know, maybe like 2, one from the left. One from the left, yeah. Spend a lot of my free time exploring various random topics that pique my interest. Maybe not random topics, but definitely topics that... Well, no, they're really kind of mostly just science and sometimes political things, sometimes psychological, sometimes chemistry, you know, stuff of that nature. So, again, same, 1 tick from the left. Seeing other people cry make you at least feel like you want to cry too. I'm kind of neutral on that. I'm not entirely sure that I'm an easy to... I can be emotionally moved, but I don't necessarily cry very easily. I haven't cried in a long time. I don't know if that makes me evil or what, but like, it just has to feel natural, you know? That doesn't happen very often. Like, I nearly cried when I heard that Technoblade passed. That's the kind of like extreme, you know? So, I'm kind of neutral on that one. Okay, I often make a backup plan for a backup plan. Hell no. I disagree. One from the right. Usually I stay calm, even under a lot of pressure. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, fully agree. At social events, you rarely introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the people you already know. Kind of neutral on that one. I'm not going to explain too hard why, but yeah, that's mostly just how it is. Prefer to completely finish one project before starting another. Oh yes, definitely. Fully agree. I've talked about that before, that getting sidetracked onto a thing that I'm not done with pisses me off. Fully agree. Okay. I'm very sentimental. Yeah, I'm mostly sentimental, I imagine. I don't see a real negation of that. So yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it. So yeah, I'll go one from the left. So like, not fully agree, but like slightly less than fully agree. I like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists. Not really. I'm very, very like neutral on that. I will write things down in like a checklist if I feel like I'm overwhelmed with ideas and things that I need to do. I'll write down a to-do list. And I'll even name it to-do list, and then like I will put it in a place where I can visibly see it so that it can haunt me until I do it. So yeah, I'm kind of yeah, I guess I'll just remain neutral on that one. Anyway, even a small mistake can cause me to doubt my overall ability. One off from the center, so one toward disagree, but not quite agree. Like, yeah, I can definitely get kind of bummed out by my lack of certainty on some aspect of knowledge. That is a very real problem I have. I feel comfortable just walking up to someone and finding an interesting reason to strike up a conversation. I used to. I don't feel that way anymore because I feel like the winds of societal norm have shifted. That's really kind of frowned upon now. You'd get viewed as a creeper or a creepy guy if you did that to just a random person. It's one thing if it's something very small and mundane and you're having to do something and it's in a somewhat acceptable, you know, setting. But like, by and large, just striking up a random conversation with a random person, I feel like that's a bit of a powder keg. You can't really just do that anymore. You used to could. You used to be able to do that, but I feel like people frown on doing that now. So it's a bit of a hit or miss if you want to try and just strike a combo with someone. So no. I'm gonna stay neutral on that because, well, no, I'm gonna go with slight agreement, because that's just, you just never know who you're getting into a conversation with, and that's definitely a big problem. People are very distrusting of others now. There's a low degree of societal trust in modern life, and like that definitely plays a role. So yeah, not really the sort of thing I find myself doing a lot. Okay, I'm not too interested in discussing various interpretations and analysis of creative work. No, I disagree with that. I am. I like to discuss At least a little bit when it comes to creative works. Creative works are fun. Whoa! Fuck you, skeleton. You don't own me. Wow. So much of the stack is finished. Anyway. Okay. Oh, where did I put my block cutter? Sorry if I'm not answering chat right now. I've got everything focused on the other window where it's showing me all the personality quiz junk. Okay, I'm not too interested in discussing various interpretations and analysis of creative works. No, that's not true. I kind of am. Oh, come on. Yeah, one less than agree. Okay. Oh man, all my iron golems are getting trapped. More inclined to follow my head than my heart. I'm going to have to be neutral on this one, because I try to strike up a balance of both. Also, damn it, where did my diorite go? I think that diorite vanished. No, I definitely try to follow both my head and my heart as equally as I possibly can. I try to be as balanced in my life as I can manage. Got him. Haha. Anyway, I usually prefer doing what I feel like at any given moment instead of planning a particular daily routine. Yeah. Honestly, yes, I'm an extremely laid-back person. I don't always have to make a plan. Sometimes it's good to make a plan. Sometimes it's only meh to make a plan. Just depends on what it is that I am doing. Shit. So I will one tick above neutral. Anyway, I rarely worry about whether I'm going to make a good impression on people that I meet. I've learned to not worry as much about that. Because I realized a long time ago that while first impressions are important, provided you can make, at the very least, a decent to bare minimum first impression, over time you can strengthen and change that impression little bit by little bit. Nothing is as set in stone as people would lead you to believe. And while that impression does set the table of how people will view you going forward, it can change. Nothing is as set in stone as we would like to believe. And I know people want to, give themselves as much of a good first impression as they can possibly muster. Fair enough. But I just don't feel like that is a 100% accurate statement in regard to human behavior. It's going to fluctuate and change, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. But you do also get the chance to reinforce that first impression. So, honestly, I'm more neutral than anything else. I enjoy participating in group activities. One less than neutral. Disagree. More toward the disagree, but yeah, one less than neutral. Like books and movies that make me come up with my own interpretation of the ending. Honestly, no. Disagree. I like there being a set reason for things. If the movie or the book is just kind of like up in the air, I feel like there's more work to have been done, and that maybe that work just didn't get finished, or the author or creator didn't necessarily have an idea as to how to finish it. In which case, maybe having a reason for finishing it might have been better than just finishing it, or leaving it up to the interpreters, or the interpreter, the audience to be the interpreter, So yeah, no, I'm not really a fan of that. I like there being more reasonable endings. My happiness comes more from helping others accomplish things than my own. No, neutrality. It's a mixture of both, in all honesty. I can't necessarily say that it's 100% me, but I do have a reason for wanting to achieve the things in my life I want to achieve. And it would feel bad not achieving those things. So no, helping others is important, but helping myself is just as important. All things in balance. So I'm interested in many things that I find difficult to choose. Wow, damn, I did not say that right. I'm interested in so many things that I find it difficult to choose what I wish to try next. No, not really. I kind of know what I want to do next. I'm prone to worrying about things that will take a turn for the worse. Or no, sorry, that things will take a turn for the worse. I mean, we all have that negativity. We all have that impulse to be, you know, Johnny Downer or whatever, Susie Sadness, whatever. I try to see things as brightly as I can, to try to be as optimistic as I can, because it's easy to be pessimistic. I'm going to have to try to more disagree than anything else. So, one from the right. Let's see here. I avoid leadership roles in a group setting. Not really. I have ended up leading things, so I'll go maybe one from the middle. So like 2 away from disagree. Or 2 away from agree. Sorry. I'm definitely not an artistic person. No, fully disagree. I'm a very artistic person. I like making things. The joy of creation is a huge, huge boon for me. I think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on their feelings. Kind of a mixture, honestly, just because you still need feeling to a degree. But not so much that you discard feeling, but not so much that you discard rationality. It kind of has to be a mixture, and people don't use one or the other enough, in my opinion. There's a lack of balance in the world. A distinct lack of it. I prefer to do chores before allowing myself to relax. I've taught myself to do that, so mostly agree. I enjoy watching people argue. No, I hate that. I tend to avoid drawing attention to myself. Yeah, I have to agree. Fully agree. My mood can change very quickly. I'll have to stay neutral on that one. I lose patience with people who are not as efficient as me. I can, if I'm not careful. And so I find myself having to rein myself in to prevent myself from getting upset, basically, or prevent myself from going and getting frustrated that someone is not on the same page as myself. I try to not be over expectant of other people's ability. I try to let people just be themselves as they are, you know? It's a better idea to just allow people to be people, in my opinion. Okay, yeah. One less than disagree. I often end up doing things at the last possible moment. Oh god, this is me. Yeah, that's me, I agree. I do have that bad. That bad. Very bad. Do things on time, don't procrastinate. It's so easy to procrastinate. I've always been fascinated by the question of what, if anything, happens after death. Yeah. Yes, definitely, I agree. Oh god, I'm only 50% of the way through this. Shit. Okay. Usually prefer to be around others than be around on my own. Mostly disagree. Become bored or lose interest in what the discussion gets highly theoretical. That depends. I'm going to stay neutral on that one. I find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are different than mine. Isn't that everybody, though? That it's difficult to empathize with people whose experiences are different. So I'm going to have to disagree. Or wait, no, it's asking... I find it easy. So no, I'd find that difficult, so I heavily disagree. Usually postpone finalizing a decision for as long as possible. No, I tend to have to lock myself into something, otherwise I won't make any actions at all. I rarely second guess my choices. Mostly disagree. After a long, exhausting week, a lively social event is what I need. No, I mostly disagree. I would like to not. Most people want to, like... Oh, whoops. Most people would want to, like, have a chance to relax, to rest, to, you know, to recharge. And a lively social event is not at all relaxing or... I mean, it's somewhat relaxing if it's more intimate, you know? If it's a bunch of people I don't know, nah. But, yeah. I enjoy going to an art museum. Yes, I would love that. I've often had a hard time understanding other people's feelings. No, disagree. I have a to-do list for each and every day. Mostly disagree. I rarely feel insecure. Somewhat disagree. Whoops. I avoid making phone calls. Yes. I hate making phone calls. How do they know that? Phone calls are a pain in the ass. I often spend a lot of time trying to understand the views that are different from my own. Somewhat agree. In my social circles, I'm often the one who contacts friends or initiates activity. No, mostly disagree. I tend to find myself more passive in that. If my plans are interrupted, my top priority is get back on track. Oh yeah, I got a new villager zombie. I named him Open Source, so he actually sticks around this time, because he's open. And he's a source of terror for everybody. Isn't he great? Anyway, if my plans are interrupted, I try to mold around them as much as I can, so I'm going to have to be neutral on that, but like I can see why that would be a problem. Damn, that's a lot of science. There we go. Plenty of them. So yeah, it's a bit of a problem. I won't lie. Nobody wants their laid plans to be annihilated. But, you know, that's the way of things sometimes. Shit just goes south and you have to adapt accordingly. I've kind of gotten good at that, honestly. I'm still bothered by the mistakes that I've made a long time ago. No, I've learned to be... I've kind of learned over my life to get over the things I can't change and to move on as best as possible. Because you'll be haunted by the things you can't change. You really will. It becomes a problem if you can't let go of the past. You'll find it owns you. So no, I have to mostly disagree. I rarely contemplate the reason for human existence or the meaning of life. Yes, because I've already squared that away in my head. I don't feel the need to tread old ground. That was me a very long time ago. My emotions control me more than I control them. Heavily disagree. I take great care not to make people look bad, even when it's completely their fault. Mostly agree. Okay, we're at 80%. My personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized, consistent effort. Oh, fully agree. That's me building Space Falcon in a nutshell. Just burst of energy, want to do this, do that, do here, go there. And I do whatever. I don't really have a plan, and I don't need one. Not to say that I can't use plans if the situation calls for it, just that if I'm in complete control of what I'm doing, it tends to not need one. But obviously that depends. When someone thinks highly of me, I wonder how often it will take them to feel disappointed in me. Yowza. I I'm going to stay neutral on that one because I've had that happen to me. I've had people go from happy in me to disappointed in me. Huh? There we go. I would love a job that requires me to just work alone. Haha. Yeah. Mostly agree. I believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is just a waste of time. Heavily disagree. I do it all the time. I feel more drawn to a place with busy, bustling atmosphere than quiet intimacy. Heavily disagree. I know at first glance how someone is feeling. Mostly agree. I often feel overwhelmed. Mostly disagree. I feel very... Unless I'm just like in a completely alien place doing something that is totally off the beaten path, no. I tend to find my balance pretty quickly. I complete things methodically without skipping over steps. Mostly agree. I've learned to do that. I've learned to not skip around because it will bite you in the ass. But I still do it. I still skip around. I still gloss over details and they still end up coming up. And I still sometimes wonder how I haven't learned my damn lesson. That's just life. You're very intrigued by things labeled as controversial. Somewhat agree. I would pass along a good opportunity if I thought someone else needed it more than myself. Somewhat agree. I struggle with deadlines. Yeah, I very much agree. I know I can't hit them. I feel confident that things will work out. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fairly confident things will just kind of... They tend to work out a lot. So, yeah. Okay, so I guess that's all of it. My gender, male. Okay. So, I am ISFPA. So, I am ISFP-A. So, I am the adventurer type. With a 75% introverted, 25% extroverted mind structure. My energy is 51 observant, 41 or 49 intuitive. Which I guess that's right. I guess that feels right, yeah. I've got a 36% thinking, 64% feeling nature. Which is weird because I feel like I think more than I feel. I think my feeling is more intuition and less like raw emotion. Because that's the big difference between, you know, feelings. Like, a feeling can be intuitive. Like, oh, I know a person is going to do this, this, or this. Versus, oh man, I just feel so depressed, or I just feel so happy, or I just feel so proud, or I feel so elated, or I feel relieved, or I feel stressed, or I feel whatever. Like, those are different things entirely. They're not really all that comparable, in my opinion. There's a lot of difference in how those things actually are, you know? And then, whoops, it's the wrong damn box. Oh, I have 2 boxes of wooden garbage. Okay. Let's get that there, and then I'm gonna need my carpet. Okay. And then my tactics. This trait reflects your approach to work planning and decision making. 63% prospecting, 37% judging. Interesting. I didn't even know that was how that was divvied up. Okay. And then lastly, my identity is... This trait underpins all others, showing how confident I am in ability and decision making. I'm 68% assertive, 32% turbulent. Interesting. Okay. Copy my results. Sure. I'll email that to myself in case I ever care to look back on that. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Thank you, Poncho Hamster. That was pretty cool. Okay. So what are you guys talking about? Okay. Slowly getting sadder and sadder by the day. Oh, don't be that way, Bobby. Okay, the next video is by Jay. This is 6A, 6K, History, the Demon War. I assume that's a 2B2T clone of some kind? I don't know. Okay, well that's the video link.
That's magic.
Okay, so I was partially watching this. This is a 26-minute video. Jeez. Okay, I may not get to a whole lot of videos today just because some of these may be lengthy and it's too hard to say. But we're going to let Jay talk us about the Demon War, whatever that is. Is the music too loud? I feel like it's a little bit loud. All right, take it away, Jay. A 6A, 6K history by, or shoutouts to, Robtron9K, A Touch of Kiwi. Interesting name. I wonder if he's from New Zealand. Satanic. Hydrosatanic. What a name. Nedrill. Or Needrill. I don't know which. Like Beedrill, but with a an N. Dr. Legacy. The Forgotten King. Why is he so forgotten? What happened to him? And viewers like me. Boy, and how. Okay. Jay presents. Good music, by the way. Okay, so this is a documentary, so I'm not actually going to be saying much throughout this because, well, I mean, that would kind of ruin it. So this is some war that happened on a 2B2T clone, and I guess it was big or whatever. Decisive. Ooh. Spoopy. Oh, pretty. Is that the spawn of 6A, 6K? God, that was loud. Chapter 1, The Early Days. Viewer discretion is advised. Ooh.
It is important to preface this video with the state of the server during this early time period in its history. There were only about 10 to 15 active players in the community, with about 0 to 5 players being on at any given time. The economy was very small because there weren't any dupes yet, so losing gear in battle was actually a setback, and god apples were too scarce to be used regularly. Since the community knew each other well and barely any new players joined the server, places like Nevergreen that were located only 1,000 blocks from spawn could survive. Now that being said, I believe it is time to introduce our main character of the video, arguably the most influential of them all, a player that old players call Nedrill. Now Nedrill likes to change his Minecraft username on all of his alts, so it can be confusing for new players to keep track of his name. So I'm just going to post links to all of his alts name MCs in the
So Netrol, or Netrol.
Was already a bit of a
Netrill, that's it.
In the first few months of the server, he liked to manipulate players into doing his bidding. the most famous example being his enslavement of new players at Nevergreen. Oh boy, did Nedril get famous on 6A6K for slavery, gathering scared naked players and forcing them to farm
Man.
crops for killing them using the superior diamond gear.
Sounds
Not because
familiar.
Nedril needed crops, but because controlling other players made him feel powerful. Overall,
Damn.
the core community liked Nedril because he did interesting things on the server, such as the X plus Overworld Highway project and the spawn village that took place right on top of the lava cast by 00. It was heartbreaking for the community to hear when in June of 2017, Nedril announced that he was quitting the server for good, blaming boredom with what to do on the server. He left a newer player who played on the original 0B0T server, Metal Charizard, to oversee Nevergreen and another base of nets called Nettown. It seemed that Nedril was going to be gone from 6A6K for good, just months into the server's life. Little did we know that this was barely the beginning.
So let me guess, this was all a manipulation on Netdrawl's part.
Now we are going to time skip to mid-October to early November, when Metal Charizard had an idea. He invited regular players in the community, Hydro Satanic, Bobtron 9000, A Touch of Kiwi, Three Brothers 3, J-Boy 19, 702, and the Forgotten King, to renovate Nevergreen and rebrand it to New Nevergreen, or NNG for short. This was all part of an effort to bring everyone on the server together and actually interact with one another, instead of basing out far away, alone, and inevitably getting bored. These were some of the most fun times these players had in months. Nevergreen was transformed from a simple cobblestone town into a more fleshed out base. Hydro, who was having so much fun, wrote a now infamous book that is said to have inspired the incoming conflict. Basing it on NG, naturally made Hydro, Rock, and Kiwi miss Nedril and wish that he could see how they spruced up his beloved slave plantation. So this book was told like a scripture, foreshadowing the return of Nedril and the unity and chaos he would bring.
'Twas said in the beginning, the whispering voice of time, a rider of the end of the server would walk amongst the mortals. Godlike posture and powerful tools he'd wield, as he has destroyed many worlds and his name strikes fear in the other realm. Jay, I'm sorry, nobody can hear that. It might seem the rider is dead, but don't be fooled, asleep he is, waiting the moment to return and wreak havoc. That'll drive mortals off the land of the server, but don't be mistaken, as though as dark as it may sound, his return will be a good thing. Interesting. A new beginning for the land, a new dawn in the skyland of 6A6K. Both children of 6B and NR Kek will walk together as friends, and the one rider will lead them on. His face is print in the most ancient of maps. His name is both respected and hated.
His face is print in the most ancient of maps. His name is both respected and hated in the current days.
In the current days, but one day it will be feared. Day 11,367, 6A6K, Nevergreen.
11367, 6A6K.
Mysteriously, a few days after this book was shown to Metal Charizard, he started acting really weird and volatile. First, he invited a few random new players to NNG. The other base members tried to warn Metal Charizard about the risks of doing so,
Yeah.
but Metal Charizard didn't listen. The first few didn't bring any issues. He got one guy really mad because of his role-playing, but luckily nothing came out of this individual. One even designed a banner for NG. Then Metal Charizard invited one to grease some of the base, including a memorial gravesite for Nedril himself. It got to a point where Metal Charizard randomly decided to announce he was going to group NMG himself with some TNT he had on him. Kiwi was there to record Metal Charizard's rampage as bystander before finally interrupting him and killing him. The damages were rather tame, but nobody felt like continuing to build at NMG anymore. Distraught about what happened at NMG, Hydro and Rob founded a new community base to try to recreate the magic of basing close to spawn with a lead player. Only this base excluded Metal Charizard. It was shortly after that Metal Charizard announced that he was quitting the server and began shouting that something big was about to happen to 6K. Refusing to say what it is, we all thought it was a desperate bluff for attention. However, just a few days later, Netro had officially logged on for the first time since he quit in June. The members of the community base immediately invited Netro to build with them. They did not know until later that Netro was actually Metal Charizard the entire time, and that this new alt was named after the 0B0T player's exact username, and Netro noticed he changed. It is posthumously believed that Hydra's book was what inspired Netro to rush himself back into existence to spark chaos on the server.
Yeah, I kind of figured this was a setup. Oh, fuck, I killed one on accident. Oh, I hope that wasn't an important librarian. Well, shit.
Finally, it's time we talk about the war.
The war
So
itself.
the community base is going along well, with already a few notable builds in its infancy. In fact, it was so young that the community base members had not formally created an official name for the base yet. So the players referred the base to each other, what was widely known to be called today.
Holy
the
fuck, I
base
killed
again,
one and they
since
spiked
the
their
base
prices.
were at
What?
2000X.
It was an
2000
accident,
G.
guys.
Neutral had yet to make a single build out of this yet. In fact, he seemed bored, and only interested in doing friendly PvP matches with the rest of the players.
God.
One day, in late November 2017, 2K2K member Sasaba2003 made a Reddit post announcing the banner of his newly created team, which only consisted of a random new player, Josh Elvis, that he got to join from an unrelated server. Netral noticed this post and immediately confronted Sasaba about it on the server. Netral TPA'd to Josh Elvis, the unsuspecting new player, and proceeded to slaughter them, since Netral was the only one who had God gear and a hacked client. It is from right there that Netral formally declared war on Sasaba, even though he was technically his own teammate. Netral got Brown to make a Reddit post to catch the rest of the server up to speed with what was going on. So basically, Netral declared war on an 11-year-old, and thus sparked a lot of memes. Anyway, back to the video. There are now currently two official sides of the war. Team Sasabud, which
There we
consists
go.
of just Sasabud and 702.
Let me see if I can't get the pop-out player. You're
Team
right,
Netral,
Universal.
which officially became the Demons of 6A6K, which consisted of Netral and Catscraft. The goal of this Reddit post was for Netral to force people to take sides. Netral instigated this conflict purely for his entertainment, which was foreshadowed by Hyder's book from NMG.
You guys see that?
Rob showed a bias towards going neutral on the matter because the whole point of the war was considered
Oh, it's
staged
behind.
for what the server used to commonly insult Netral with.
Roleplay.
Shit. God, that's loud. Jay. Is this meme still relevant? Who knows? I'm trying to figure out how to get window capture, maybe?
The most ironic
Picture in
part of
picture.
the war was that the player that the war was allegedly declared on, Sasaba went silent through practically the entire war. He stopped playing as much, and when he did, he made sure
Problem
to
is,
stay away from his father.
my, just to pause it for a sec, my game is on this screen, and so, like, there's no way to effectively just show you, or to show both, or to have the, well, I don't know, wait. Let me try one last thing. Window capture, game capture, okay. Mini player. Expand. Here it is. Yeah. Okay, here's the little pop-out thing. I think I can get this, like, right there. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Okay, cool.
In reality, the war wasn't about Sasaba or the demons
Okay.
as a team. The war was purely centered around Netro.
The war was made by this guy, huh?
Player who turned himself into a mentally deranged
Yeah, pop out. That worked.
The demons set up their own base where Netro would post
Okay, I've got a...
on the subreddit. They showed off an official demon war map art that Netro made on his own.
Hold on. It doesn't let me, for whatever silly reason, do the all of the controls. I can't change it or make it brighter, louder, none of that.
In a
Very silly.
screenshot of what appears to be a
Okay.
bunch of god sets and armor stands for intimidation, which turned out to be fake. Netero was not pleased that Rob was not taking any side of the war, since he fundamentally disagreed with participating in any
Fuck off,
side
skeleton.
of a staged conflict. Originally, Netero said that only members of Team Sasabud and Sasabud sympathizers are killed on sight. However, Netero changed this rule to include any player who is not on the demons. Although Rob was the richest player in terms of armor sets, Netero was the richest player in terms of god apples. Therefore, Rob knew that he would not engage in battle with Netero until he was able to drum up enough anti-Netero players to gang up on him, since that was the only way to defeat him with the god apple lead he already had. The problem was that 6A6K being a dead server and all, it was hard to catch any of these players to recruit them, especially since they were rarely online and did not have any form of communication like Discord. Netero would pester Rob for weeks about when they were going to fight, but all Rob decided to do was wait to buy more time to form a
Damn it.
natural team against Netero. On another note, 2K2K as a base was effectively abandoned, since no base member wanted to be actively living at a base Netero knew about,
Phew.
because he could easily track them and kill them. 2K2K would forever become a ghost town for the rest of its life. It is around this time that the NMG and 2K2K base members, Hydro-Satanic and Natasha Kiwi, joined the demons, but they planned on betraying Netero when it was convenient. Catscraft became inactive at this time, so at this point there were only 3 official members of the demons: Netero, Hydro, and Kiwi. Hydro and Kiwi soon learned that their close friend and basemate, Rob, was attempting to destroy Netero on his own front. So Hydro, Kiwi, and Rob would coordinate to backstab Netero together. The original plan was to have Rob formally challenge Netero to battle to decide the entire war at a designated area, which was decided to be within the Lava Gas highway tunnels at Spar. Netero was going to use 2 crystals he crafted by hand to anticlimatically win the battle by placing obsidian in the tunnels to place crystals on. However, Hydro and Kiwi planned on mining all the obsidian in advance, and then end up turning on Netero himself along with Rob and however many recruits he had. But there was an issue. Rob's recruits. Rob was planning on recruiting 702 and a few other not-so-active players such as Shanexi and Three Brothers 3 to help ensure victory, since just Rob, Hydro, and Kiwi against Nedro and his iron grip on his number of gaps seemed too risky. However, there were many scheduling conflicts that delayed this plan because the players he was trying to recruit just weren't logging on, and he didn't have their discords. Unfortunately, things weren't going to go according to plan, and became more chaotic.
Ooh, the
In
last
the turn
fuck
of
up.
events, Kiwi accidentally messaged Nedro revealing that Kiwi was going to backstab Nedro. Hydro had to pretend that Kiwi was the sole backstabber, so the plan was still going to happen, just with Nedro and Hydro entering the final battle as the only demons. However, things were about to go terribly wrong. 702 had been DMing Rob on Reddit about his failures to recruit players to oppose Nedro. Around the same time, 702 made a public Reddit post leaking out of an impulsive forum about how many players were actually publicly on Rob's side, practically zero, bearing Hydro and Kiwi since they were secret agents. On this fateful day, December 11th, 2017, Rob, attempting to message 702 in private DMs, told him that Rob and Kiwi were secretly on his side and that he was not alone. What Rob did not realize was that he accidentally replied to a public comment on 702 on the post where 702 leaked how many players 702 thought Rob actually had. And Nedro was able to see it before it was deleted.
You played yourself. Congrats.
Whoops. Big whoops. Nedro immediately broke ties with Hydro, calling him a traitor. What happened next on the server was one of the most iconic moments in the history of 6A6K. Up until this point, the public opinions was to preserve NNG because it was a historic landmark. All the regulars knew where NNG was, and it was only 1,000 blocks from spawn. During the war, Nedro was making some additions to it. However, Rob, Hydro, and Kiwi were fed up with Nedro's constant nagging and bantering about the war, that they made the hard decision to grieve Nevergreen. Later the same day that Rob had accidentally made the big leap, Rob, Hydro, Kiwi, and TFK survival alt Seredan headed over to Nevergreen and started to mine out Nevergreen's slave master house. Suddenly, in the midst of all of this, Nedro's alt logged in, and then Nedro's main soon followed. Nedro teleported his battle-ready main account directly to Nevergreen. From Rob, Hydro, Kiwi, and TFK's perspective, this was like Thanos entering Wakanda in Infinity War.
Jesus, Jay. How do you say that with a straight face?
Right there, right then, the 4v1 began. With little preparation, the four who all had god armor, swords, and bows were swinging swords at Nedro, who was chugging the god apples and doing a good job tanking the hits and dealing damage. Then, Nedro was able to single out Rob and kill him, KO. Then, Nedro was able to kill Hydro soon after, but Rob TP'd back, in naked, expecting to spectate, and was lucky enough to have an opening to pick up Hydro's recently deceased corpse, and join back into the fight. At the very end, Nedro was defeated, and it was all recorded. Nedro's gear was collected as artifacts. The
Oh,
victory
shit.
screenshot became one of the most upvoted posts on the subreddit of all time. And Nedro had to sadly watch his beloved slave plantation get covered in lava casts.
Aww.
Oh yeah, and then Nedro made an expansion to Nevergreen, just 100 blocks away. It's not like, yeah, anybody would notice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but as of today, NNG, formerly known as Nevergreen, is a giant crater with surrounding water flowing in it. Since the original casting, TFK regenerated NNG back to its original state months later, intending it for it to stay up. But the community withered that to bedrock right away. After the Fort concluded the Demon War, Netral went to go to work on his other base, SMG, until that got found and grief too. Netral would then go on a break, a real break this time, and won't be seen on the server in any capacity until later on. A story for another day. What the 686K community took from the Demon War was that Netral was to never be trusted. Players still acted friendly with him, because deep down they still liked him as a person and respected his earlier works on the server. Even the Demon War itself was retroactively somewhat respected, purely for the entertainment value it produced for a few weeks.
Yeah, it produced
After
value,
all,
but
this was the last war or conflict to occur in the preview era. However, no regular player who was around at this time would ever let Netral near any of their bases or items because of the fear he would backstab just for the hell of it. It was sad that NNG got destroyed the way it did, but perhaps it was the most poetic way it could have ever went out. It was created so Netral could exert his power over others, but as NNG fell, so did his power.
Ah, well. That wasn't too bad. One suggestion, Jay, put some subtitles on your video from that point forward. Just because it was, it wasn't too bad. It was not too bad. Where's my Discord? There it is. Let's go up to the next one. It wasn't like that riveting, but it was interesting to see how, people are what they are. The next is, I can't really pronounce this name correctly, but yeah, we'll use 1.25 speed. Yeah, definitely. That's a good idea, Riolani. Anyway, the next video is Aigion Fortress 2022 by Universon. Our own Universon. Okay. Let me pop out this sucker. And there we are. Oh wow, that looks beautiful. Universon, you've really outdone yourself. Okay. Nice. Dude, that is just top notch. I'm sad your base was grief too. Oh, that's right, I was gonna... I'm kind of sad there's nothing to take up some of the floor space you have. Because there's a lot of just open area that's just not really much of anything. Which, to be fair, I mean, not a lot you can do. Oh, hey, Jean-Not, thank you for the donation, man. How am I doing? What am I doing? It's a reaction video / hardcore stream. July 3rd for you and his birthday. You're 20 now. Wow, happy birthday. Holy crap. Oh, man, time flies, doesn't it? You're no longer a teen. And also, Universon has made a really cracked base. Okay. For something so heavily inspired by Space Falcon, I can't help but admire how just unique and different it is, despite being, you know, to some people, it may just be more of the same, but honestly, like, it has its own personality, its own style. Like, it's just, it's not the same. You can't compare the two, you know, it wouldn't be fair. Magnificent. I love the dormitories area as well. Okay, I've got a duplicate carpet. Man, how many hours did it take you to get your version up and running? I imagine you've got what, like a year or two of consistent building time on this one, Universin? There we go. Eh? Oh. There we go. Damn. Universin, wow, man, you've really outdone yourself. Started in 2021 February. Okay. Well. Unfortunately, it was griefed on whatever server it was put on. But in single player, you know, you can do almost anything in single player. Can't hear anything, neither stay. Hope you all are enjoying. Okay. Thanks for coming out, Poncho Hamster. It's beautiful. Damn, it's just beautiful. It needs something inside that outermost ring area, though. I don't know what. I don't know what you could put that would be like super in demand. It does need a little extra something. Man. Well, wasn't that something? Jeez. You've got a real talent, Universin. You really do. And let's see here. We got the next one. Whoa, 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 don't stop. Stop, stop. Oh, God, this is a 10-minute video. Okay. Let me do the thing. I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to do 1.25 speed just because it's so big. Are you... Mini player? Come on. There we go. Cool. Okay, so this is a ship that Universon made and then used Blender, I believe, to make it sink. Looks nice. Bit tragic. You know. Oh wow, I love the interior. It's very period accurate, I guess. Or at least it feels accurate to the time. Hagaion? Am I saying that right? Igon? I'm not sure. Wow. Oh ho. Skip to like 5 minutes. Okay. 5 minutes it is. All right. So I take it this is about the time it starts to sink. It's supposed to be based off, you know, the Titanic and all that. That sucker sank for what, like 2-3 hours straight or something like that, and then it split in half because gravity literally pulled it apart. If memory serves, that's how they framed it. Okay, I need some lanterns. Ooh, it's creaking and falling to pieces. Ooh. Wow. God, imagine being on this bigger front half as it snaps forward with like more force. You'd probably be smashed into the ground. God, that would be horrifying. Oh wait, I've got gunpowder. God, the poor people, like... Am I hearing actual people, like, screaming? Yeah, I mean, I am. I'm hearing that. God, dude, this is... I'll admit, I didn't really watch this when you first made it, but holy shit. Damn. Were you at the sinking of the Titanic University? Because it's rather a convincing replica. Damn. I feel bad for the people who were trapped on board. Oh wait, shit. Wrong button. Imagine being in a lifeboat, barely alive yourself, barely functioning, panicked half to death, and you're stuck in the dark of night watching that. God damn. Now that would just be... I don't think anyone would be able to recover. People get PTSD from some rather silly things, and yet that would be nothing short of the worst thing ever, I feel. Okay. So, yowza, that was pretty harsh, but, yeah. This one's a little more fun. So don't worry so much. Promise it's not quite so bad. Yeah, it was terrifying. Okay. Whoa, 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 stop, stop. There we go. This is old.
See? If I were a pig, I wouldn't be sitting here discussing it with you now, would I? Wire one wayward, see? Potassium chloride, one errant witch. I come.
Damn.
Oh, they're going to have to glue you back together. See?
I mean, I'm not really into the, like, 2010 era YouTube poop stuff, but...
Fear me!
No, I ain't talking about Rick, alright? He's not here, is he? How do we get this fucking thing off?
One shudders to imagine what inhuman thoughts lie behind that mask.
Oh, about the pyro.
Chronic and sustained cruelty.
Now he's here to demo man. So listen up, my boy. Or pornography starring a heavy will be the second worst thing that happens to you today.
I am
All right. Yeah, I'm not into the garbage tier, ancient ass humor. I'm sorry. YouTube poops from whenever. God, when was that video made? Fuck. 2013. Wow. There's no way that's from 2013. That has to have been from earlier. Let's see here. I'm not reacting to embedded stuff. Made in Abyss, Dawn of the Deep Soul. Interesting. Okay. Next video. Wow. You missed TF2? Yeah, I mean, TF2 used to be good, but it ain't anymore. Terribly sorry. Okay. I don't know that I should be showing this, since it's a trailer.
It is shrouded in mystery.
Ooh.
A journey's end. A distant dream. Few things are certain.
Ooh.
But in the depths of this chasm,
Looks pretty enough.
presence awaits. Through the blackest of shadows, all must pass. And for failure, the dawn shall never come.
Ooh. So is that a movie or the next season? Uh-huh. Oh, okay, so that was a movie. Yeah. All right, fair enough. Not terrible. I've never watched anything Made in Abyss, so I'm probably going to wait for the entire series to be finished before I bother. Card games on motorcycles. Oh my god, this is ancient. Yeah, sure, why not? Termed? What the fuck does that mean?
Jack, Lucy!
Fuck. Huh?
Jack.
Where is the mini player? Or where's the pop out? Oh, I can't pop out on this one. Huh. Oh well. There was literally just no pop out function. Legendary base was griefed. Oh my god. L. Cayman, you're making me react to a Fit video? Seriously? This is from a year ago. Like, this isn't even interesting anymore. No, I'm passing. I'm not reacting to Fit. I exercise the executive privilege to say no to whatever I wish to say no to. So if I don't react to your thing, that's probably because I said no. Anyway, so this is the next one. Scourge of the Universe, 1.14 block, note block cover. Okay. If it's in note blocks, it's probably not going to get, like, dinged. Okay. I've never heard the original, so I wouldn't know. It's pretty good. Oh yeah, that's got a good beat to it. Nice. Now, call me crazy, but I don't think you can do half the programming necessary to get this to work in note blocks. There are also effects and other things in play that are not native to Minecraft. So, like, they're just using the instrumentation, clearly. Still good, though. I'll probably only do these videos on Saturday. Still pretty good, though. Does copyright on stream really matter? Yeah, it kind of does. I don't want to have to, like, delete these videos, is my point. So all I'm saying is I will exercise the executive privilege to just say no, should I have a reason. So don't send me bad shit either. But this is pretty good. I like stuff like this. This will work. Oh yes, Iron Golem's falling. That's what I like seeing. Gotta go, have safe. Okay, take care, man. Take care, Stone Cold. Oh, that's it? No. Well, that was fun. What's next? Ooh, another one. Johnny Potato. Raw Unfiltered Calamity. 1.14 note block cover. Ooh hoo hoo. There we go. Whenever you sit in your certain room at a certain time in your house, Wi-Fi just dies, so you leave without notice. Don't be surprised. Oh, okay. I don't recall asking, but sure. Oh man, there's so many damn skeletons and creepers. Come this way. Come to me, Mr. Zombie. Okay. Oh, this is from the Calamity mod. Ah. I thought I could hear some pretty Terraria level stuff, but I wasn't quite sure. Perfect. Okay. For recommending this to me. Event Horizon. Ah, okay. Yeah. Oh, damn it. Event Horizon. I'll name you a zombie. How's that sound? Some good stuff in this. Nice. Man, I miss the early days of Terraria. 2013, 2014 was the best. Sad it's gone. But all days must pass. Damn, he went flying. Okay. That'll do for that. Where'd my block cutter go? Oh, I put it in here. Okay. Will Anarchy Skyblock ever come back? Probably not, Crossfire. Just because, like, I got bored with Anarchy Skyblock. I did everything I wanted to do on it, you know? Oh, Kurzgesagt. In a nutshell, why we should not look for aliens. I've probably seen this one already, but this is from about 7-ish months. About 7 months ago. Yeah, it's pretty good. Hey, Stinky. I was using like the same color palette as Anarchy Skyblock. Yeah, a little bit. But it's going to be somewhat more, I don't know. Somewhat more advanced, I guess?
The universe is incredibly big and seems full of potential for life.
Oh, that's
with
right.
Billions of habitable planets.
Let me put that at 1.2.5. There we go.
If an advanced civilization had the technology to travel between the stars at just 0.1% of the speed of light, it could colonize our galaxy in roughly 100 million years. Which is not that long given the billions of years the Milky Way has existed. So, in principle, any spacefaring civilization should be able to spread rapidly over huge sectors of the galaxy. And yet, we see nothing, hear nothing. The universe seems empty, devoid of others. This is the Fermi paradox, which we've discussed in more detail in other videos. Confronted with the seemingly empty universe, humanity faces a dilemma. We desperately want to know if we are alone in the Milky Way. We want to call out and reveal ourselves to anyone watching, but that could be the last thing we ever do. Because maybe the universe is not empty. Maybe it's full of civilizations, but they are hiding from each other. Maybe the civilizations that attracted attention in the past were wiped away by invisible arrows. This is the dark forest solution to the Fermi paradox.
Yeah, it's not nice.
The way of life. The hunter awakes in his hiding place and carefully listens for suspicious noises from the thick undergrowth before he gets up. Another night has passed without incident. The forest is dark and full of fog. He considers calling out to others to end his loneliness, but stops himself at the last moment. What if they are like him? All living things seek to survive, secure resources, and multiply. Their greatest obstacle are other living things that share the same objective. Competition between species favored the survival of beings with advantageous traits. Our ancestors were inventive, competitive, expansionist, and greedy for resources, which led them to winning the competition for our planet. Today, most other animals are so utterly at our mercy that we wipe out about a dozen species a day, just as an unintentional byproduct of how we like to run things. But humans are more than individuals. From us, cultures emerge that also compete with each other. Competitive and expansionary cultures spread faster and further and merge with, subdue or destroy others. If we look at our history, it becomes clear we are dangerous. Not just to others, but also to ourselves. Our human nature has driven us to take over every corner of our planet, and soon we will look to the stars, both to expand our domain and ensure access to ever more resources. And then we might stumble upon others trying to do the same thing. It's likely that the competition of life also takes place on faraway planets, so it's logical to assume that an alien civilization that came to dominate their planet would be in some regards similar to us. But if they're similar to us, they too may be dangerous.
I love their
The implication.
monster design.
As the hunter sneaks through the dark forest all alone, he knows that there might be others like him. He can't know their intentions, if they are aggressive or not. The hunter knows he would kill to ensure his own survival, so he has to assume that they would too. And it might be that if he stumbles upon another hunter, the one that shoots first survives. None of this means that conflict is unavoidable. So far, the progress of the modern world seems to have made us more peaceful, not more violent. Maybe this is true for other civilizations too, that eventually progress means less conflict, not more. Different alien civilizations also should vary from the mild and peaceful to the malevolent and militaristic. The existential problem we're facing is that when we meet others between the stars, we have no way of telling who is peaceful or aggressive and what their true intentions are. Similarly, they might not understand or trust our intentions even if we tell them that we are peaceful. On top of that, if we did discover another civilization and they discovered us, the light years between us would mean years of communication delay. Both sides would be in a state of uncertainty, wondering if the wisest move is to just attack, because there's another serious issue: technological explosions and the first strike advantage. We don't know where the limits of technology are, but we do know how much technological progress matters in war. A few hundred or thousand years can turn conflict with uncertain results into a one-sided massacre. Caesar's legions would stand no chance against Napoleon's army with their cannons and muskets, which would be eradicated by artillery from the First World War, which would not stand a chance against today's drones and guided missiles.
Yep.
So the power level of different civilizations may vary massively, and even if not, between the time it takes us to detect another civilization and us saying hi, we might already be hopelessly behind on the tech tree. Which is bad enough, but the nature of interstellar conflict makes this worse. If your opponent is light years away, sending an invasion fleet takes so long.
Good luck,
that by
Meaver.
the time it arrives, it might be hopelessly obsolete.
I see what you mean.
So
Yeah,
war
that's
between
gonna be hard.
civilizations might be just about eliminating the other to remove an existential threat to yourself. Someone else who might be so scared of you that they attack the first chance they get. In this environment, the only way to guarantee a win is to strike with such force and speed that the target has no chance of survival or time to counterattack or escape to seek revenge later. The stakes are the highest possible, with no room for error. If we assume that the majority of civilizations live on planets, that leaves them pretty vulnerable. All you need to do is throw something massive at a planet to make it uninhabitable. So the ultimate interplanetary annihilation weapon is probably something like a relativistic kill vehicle, a missile shot at a planet at a significant fraction of the speed of light. For example,
Yeah,
a
that's
missile
horrible.
the size of a person going 95% the speed of light has as much energy as all nuclear bombs on Earth. If you shot a few dozen at the civilization you wanted to wipe out, success would be fairly certain. Even a single hit would suffice. This is not that
Damn.
absurd of an idea. A civilization only slightly above us on the Kardashev scale would have enough energy to send multiple strikes against every planet it suspects of harboring life. What makes these weapons so sinister is how much they favor a first strike, since they would be so fast that it might be impossible to protect yourself effectively against them once they're launched. Conflict between civilizations may not be lengthy affairs, but rapid winner-takes-all situations, where the first one to shoot wins. This makes any civilization an existential threat to any other. And if every civilization is an existential threat to every other, there may be only two kinds of civilizations out there: quiet ones and dead ones. So,
I would like to
what
think
should we
that's
do?
not the case.
Should we worry? It's unlikely that anybody has noticed humanity yet. The radio signals we've transmitted in the last 100 years traveled a relatively tiny distance and have long decayed into unreadable noise. At our technological stage, if we don't actively try to get noticed, and if nobody specifically looks at our pretty unremarkable solar system, we'll stay hidden. But one day we will venture into space in a serious way, and need to consider these kinds of questions again. We don't know if there are others or if we are going through the forest alone. But we have no way of knowing for sure. For the time being, it seems the best we can do is to carefully listen. And even if we see others step into a clearing and make themselves known, we should not reply right away, but carefully watch them from the undergrowth. Perhaps we are also thinking about this all wrong by allowing our primitive brain that evolved in the context of the gruesome competition of life to conjure fears of predatory aliens all around us. Maybe the fact that we are looking at the universe like this is a sign that we are not grown up yet as a species. There could be a friendly, welcoming community of alien civilizations waiting to hear from us when we are ready. As for now, the good news is there is actually little we need to do. We just need to be thoughtful about the signals we send out into the galaxy. We need to watch the sky and learn more about our galaxy, our forest. Because whatever the nature of our forest is, full of dangers or friends, or nobody at all, only careful observation can tell. So, let's do that. At last, the hunter reaches a clearing and finds a comfortable position. Slowly, the sun melts the fog away. Lost in thought, he admires the vegetation until suddenly, he is eye to eye with another hunter, frozen in terror, just like himself. His mind is racing, considering all the different options. The hunter takes a deep breath and makes a decision. Maybe the only way out of the dark forest is to step into the clearing together. And with this hopeful picture, we say goodbye to the year 12,021 of the human era. It was a wild year to say the least, still much more fun than 12,020. Quantgazart had its most successful month ever and published a book. We tried a lot of new techniques and really got into Blender and Cinema 4D, hiding more and more 3D in our videos. We have so many ideas for next year, and big and ambitious plans.
Yeah, I could tell they used a fair bit of 3D.
And all of this was and is possible because of your direct support. Thank you so much. Quantgazart only works because of you. So in tune with the end of the year, we've designed a few products that will help you to visualize your place in the universe. Our very shiny The Night Sky poster shows you the little piece of space we can see from Earth with our own eyes, or travel further out with our stellar zoom collection that depicts our home in space for an increasing distance. Or dream with our space-themed notebooks, scenic posters.
Okay, enough of their personal shilling. Oh God, what is this? Canadian crab? What? Fucking pause, you piece of shit. Yeah, I'm not watching any AMVs or anything of that nature. Ace Combat 7 arc change. That's gonna be copywritten, so no. How to bring grandma back to life. What the fuck? Well, it's a Vine Sauce thing, so why not? Play speed normal, mini player. Okay. Let's see how weird this is.
My name is Ghost Johnson. I play drums so good that I bring back the dead.
Oh my God, what?
You want to grab my back? Yes. Well, let me do a drum solo to bring it back. Yeah. Oh my God. It's working. It's working. Make grandma go back to life.
What the fuck is this?
No refunds.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's something. Oh, I've seen this one before. The Trillion Lions versus the Sun. Who would win? Well, it's not the lions. The sun would just burn everything anyway. So yeah, Trillion Lions versus the Sun. That's going to be an interesting one.
In early?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't give you permission to play. Okay.
2015, a parody of the Who Would Win image macker circled the internet, pitting 1 trillion lines against the sun. Many responses came, none of them serious. Eventually, though, a few people began to apply math and science to this question. I read over these answers, and I think that there are a few things that can still be expanded upon, all while diving into how we talk about large numbers, unanswered physics thought experiments, and obliterating our solar system through piles of animals. So, who would win? 1 trillion lines or the sun? Let's find out.
Or one sunny boy.
Assess our competitors. In the right corner, we have the sun. The sun is a miasma of incandescent plasma. It's not on fire. The sheer amount of heat and energy from the sun can strip electrons to the nuclei of atoms, creating a soup of fast-moving, high-energy plasma particles. These then can collide with each other to create heavier elements and release even more energy, creating a massive self-sustaining fusion bomb that constantly spews out high-energy electromagnetic radiation like visible light, UV, X-rays, and gamma rays. And then there are the lions. They eat antelopes and stuff. Hey, I never said this would be a fair fight. But the lions have a numerical advantage, right? Ian Steadman, the New Statesman, calculated that 1 trillion lions weigh 1.875 times 10 to the 14th kilograms, be 290 cubic kilometers in volume, and have a diameter of 80 kilometers. That means that this lion sphere is about twice as wide as Central Park, and nowhere near as pretty. The sun, on the other hand, is 51 kilometers across, and... wait, hold on. Ha! Seems I'm using a non-credible source. Hold on. Okay, much better. The sun is about 1.4 million kilometers across and has a mass of about 2 times 10 to the 30th kilograms, which is 10 quadrillion times as massive as the lion ball. At this point, it seems obvious who's going to win.
Yeah.
The lines being plunked into space won't have any sort of momentum relative to the sun, so it'll slowly begin to fall towards it. Since it won't be hindered by any type of air resistance, by the time the ball reaches the corona, the outermost layer of the sun, it'll be traveling at over 400 kilometers per second. Then the ball will plummet through a thin but very hot soup of radiation and particles. Small bits of lion will slough off in a process called sputtering as it smashes through thicker and thicker atmosphere through the corona and the chromosphere until it hits about the photosphere.
Jesus.
There's not too much data about chucking things into the sun, but as the particle density increases, the sphere of lions should slowly break up and become balls of plasma that integrate into the sun like nothing ever happened. If we want to destroy the sun, we're going to need more lions. First, we can bend the rules a bit.
Yeah.
The whole 1 trillion thing? Well, it turns out that a trillion means different things to different people. In English-speaking countries, we count our magnitudes by the thousands. 1,000 thousandths is a million, 1,000 millions is a billion, etc. This is called the short scale. In French and Spanish-speaking countries, however, they count by the millions. A million's 1,000 thousandths, the same as in the short scale, but 1,000 millions is a milliard. A
Oh,
billion
really?
is a million millions. This is the long scale. And a long-scale trillion, then, is equivalent to a million million millions, or a short-scale quintillion. That's a lot larger than before, but that's only a mass of 1.88 times 10 to the 20th kilograms, still way less than that of the sun, though now we have a ball that's about 821
I dislike the
kilograms,
long
about
scale
half the size of the
immensely.
moon. Still not big enough to beat the sun, but at least now we can start talking about something interesting. When these lions enter the sun, they'll be so utterly destroyed that we can stop thinking of them as hair and claws and internal organs, and instead think of them as collections of elements. To my knowledge, nobody's run a lion through an ICP-MS before, but if you have,
Yowza.
let's get in touch. Nevertheless, we can approximate their elemental composition with another mammal. We have data on humans, which, for our purposes, might as well be smaller, less hairy lions, so let's just use that. By weight, these lions would be 65% oxygen, 18% carbon, 10% hydrogen, 3% nitrogen, 1.5% calcium, and 1% phosphorus, with fractions of a percent in potassium, sulfur, sodium, and chlorine, and trace amounts of minerals like iron, copper, and magnesium. That means that our lion ball has a similar composition to a comet, which we know partly because we literally smashed into one in 2005 during the Deep Impact mission. When this comet falls into the sun, it may be able to cause a solar flare, but more than likely it'll just burn up, and the component elements will integrate with the rest of the sun, just as before. Even worse, the sun could use these elements for fusion, giving it more fuel and making it shine for even longer. Can these poor lions ever win? One potential method could be to compress these lions into a black hole.
Oh
If
my
we want our 1 trillion lions to become a black hole, we would need to compress them down to their Schwarzschild radius. Schwarzschild radius is a property of anything with mass, basically giving a lower limit for how small something can be crushed before it's so dense that light would be unable to escape from it. For our ball of lions, the radius is 0.00279 angstroms. Take a deep breath. The length of a bond in an oxygen molecule that you just inhaled
Is a few angstroms.
43,000 times longer than the lion black hole is wide. I have neither the knowledge, the credentials, nor the computational power to work out whether or not this lion micro black hole would even be detectable, let alone be able to engulf the sun. So I'll leave this point as an exercise for you.
It probably
But
wouldn't
could
be.
lions ever beat out the sun without having to rely on a quirk of physics? Here's what I posit, a thought experiment, if you will. Can there ever be an amount of lions that can start nuclear fusion on their own?
No.
The logic here being that, if there are conditions for which lions can become a star, then maybe it's impossible for lions to ever be able to put out the sun. Otherwise, you could just take an arbitrarily large pool of lions and throw it into the sun and extinguish it. If the arbitrarily large pool of lions can trigger nuclear fusion in its own core before it gets so large that it collapses into a black hole, then maybe there will never be a way for lions to stop nuclear fusion. In order to get the lion ball to begin fusing, it needs to reach a temperature of 100 million Kelvin. In stars, this temperature comes from the collapse of large clouds of hydrogen gas, which can then sustain the process of nuclear fusion. In piles of lions, the only force that we would get would be the lions pressing against each other, which would lead to reasonably high temperatures and pressures, but it's lacking that oomph that would need to bring it to 100 million Kelvin. Well, since lions shouldn't be able to spontaneously undergo nuclear fusion,
That's
how big
crazy.
of a lion ball can we get before it becomes a black hole by size and mass alone? By comparing the change in the Schwarzschild radius to the change in the actual radius of a glowing sphere of lions, we can see that a pile of lions would spontaneously become a black hole when it reaches a radius of 5.01 times 10 to the 11th meters. This would require 1.8 times 10 to the 36th lions, and have a mass of 3.4 times 10 to the 38th kilograms. Now we're talking. If we threw together 3 times 10 to the 35th kilograms of lions, going a couple orders of magnitude below that upper limit, we might now be able to snuff out the sun. As this lion ball pops into existence, the whole solar system shifts its orbits. The sun begins to stretch as it falls toward the enormous planet of lions. This stretching and subsequent collision pulls the gases away from each other, decreasing the temperature and the number of plasma particle collisions. Eventually, the fusion will cease, and the gases will permeate into the lion sphere, and the entire solar system will be destroyed. And for what? Why create this cruel...
Yeah, why go this far?
Surely lions were never meant to snuff out our only source of life in this cold, unforgiving universe. And as our green Earth continues its descent into its liony grave, I hope that the person who created this challenge is able to realize the magnitude of the problems that they have created.
I doubt very
Of course,
much
this is all
anyone
pretty
cares.
speculative. After all, as of 2018, the field of Leo astronomy is in its infancy, so surely we can expect more promising results in the future. Hey, if you're hearing this, that means you either enjoy this kind of content or you're a bot. If you like this kind of content, I have a whole series worth of this stuff you can check out here. And if you're a bot, I should have the next video of the series be on autoplay, so give that other one a watch too. Not like it.
Well, that was wacky. I don't know exactly how many lions I care to see in one place, let alone a few trillion, but, you know. Ah, well. I think that's enough, reacting. And yeah, I'm not really a fan of doing this. I'm not gonna lie, you guys have some weird taste. I'll do one last
Hello guys,
video.
welcome
The cat.
to Top 5 Cats. Hello guys, welcome
fuck.
to Top
There we
5
go.
Cats. Number 5. Twerk.
Stop fucking playing.
King
Oh
Cat.
god damn it, this one doesn't have
Hello
a pop out
guys,
either.
welcome-
Well, we're not doing that. Unstated. Brain for breakfast. Yeah, this may not work. June the 11th. Oh yeah, this was that Ant Venom video. I saw this one already. Pippin FTS,
Hey,
however.
do you guys remember Facebook?
Stop fucking playing. God damn. I want to play them on my terms.
I know your parent.
The universe.
I know
Oops.
your.
YouTube is so fucky. Holy shit. Okay, this'll do. This'll be the last video for the evening.
That's the cultural consensus now that old people use Facebook and no one else. I've been using it since 2008, and from then to now, it seems like everyone I've ever known uses it primarily, but my friends are all close to my age range. Maybe I'm just old. But most of you have an impression of what Facebook's been like the last 5 years. Kind of a joke. It wasn't always like that. The Facebook ascension from 2006 to 2009 was unlike anything any of you have ever experienced. The rise of
Yeah.
Twitter, Instagram, even TikTok are farts in the wind in comparison.
Farts in the wind.
It took over reality, and for good reason. It connected people online like no one had ever seen before, making information points about your peers knowable without having to awkwardly ask, but instead rather just being a part of this huge network. This was during the later stage of the Wild West era of the internet, which I would identify as 2004 to 2014. After the dot-com bubble crash, shortly after the turn of the millennium, the real tech expansion began, and it was surreal. It felt like anything was possible, and everything would be possible. People were full of hope and optimism for the future, and more importantly, people were free. Free to say anything, joke about anything, voice their opinion on anything without possible social repercussions.
Oh,
and
I can
it was
remember
like this
this.
on Facebook. Facebook was merely a tool, as Mark Zuckerberg had previously stated. The Facebook golden age is an era that many people feel nostalgia for, as our optimism and excitement of the expansion of this new world felt something like peace of mind. But more than anything, there's something pervasive in society today that, for so many of you, has been there for so long that you don't even know what the absence of it feels like. Anxiety. Fear of saying something wrong. Anxiety and fear of attracting the wrong attention from saying something imperfectly. I want you to imagine a world completely free of that. Just try. That's where life was back then.
I yearn for that. I wish we could go back to those days.
Tech slowed down, social anxiety rose, and Facebook themselves got it into their heads that they shouldn't just be a neutral tool for people to use, but rather a moral arbiter that bestows punishments for those who misbehave. But what is misbehaving? Not acting in accordance with a set of rules and guidelines represented in the form of a collection of short phrases that look something like this. So what ended up happening? Well, the terms and conditions for Facebook were vague enough that they could be defined as normal behavior that encompasses the general human experience. When the law of any given land is set up to criminalize banal acts of relatively normal things that people say, it serves little more than a cudgel, a weapon that can be utilized by people who don't like you against you to get their revenge. People got into arguments all the time, and they would just report each other all the time. So many millions of reports that Facebook just couldn't deal with it. So they ended up enlisting tens of thousands of moderators all over the world to review reports. And that's the real problem. Facebook doesn't have one set of terms and conditions. In practice, it has 40,000 different terms and conditions as their army of tens of thousands of moderators all interpret the terms and conditions by the lens of their own moral precepts. So we have a pretty messed up situation developing here. We have a system in which something you say can get reported and you can get banned for it. For a day, a week, or a month. You can appeal this ban, and upon review, Facebook can unban you with a little message that reads, "It turns out that what you said didn't violate our community's standards. We are sorry we got this wrong." And this appeal can happen after you've already been served the majority of your ban sentence, whether that's 3 days or 3 weeks. Combine that with people eager to report you if you say anything that they don't like, and you end up with what Facebook became. And here's my experience with it. Everyone I know who uses it has been banned at some point. Even softcore internet users who rarely visit the site. These aren't crazy extreme political ideologues advocating for genocide. They're normal people having normal reactions to things that upset them, or saying something somewhat hostile to another person, which is something all of us have done at some point, and depending on the context, shouldn't even be considered wrong. But since Facebook decided to become the world's conversation police, they now decide whether what you said is a violation of their morality, and by their morality, in reality, that's whatever random person that gets assigned to your report. Good luck. At this point, most people who still use Facebook consider it a prison. Everyone's desperate to leave, but they gobbled up all their competition, have a complete monopoly on the market, and have enacted social tyranny on its users to the point of uniform resentment. That's what speech moderation did to Facebook. So what's the point in telling you this story? The title of this video says it all. They're bringing speech moderation to Minecraft. But wait, Pippin, wasn't speech moderation already in Minecraft? Yes, it was. On a server level. Server owners decided what their rules were and upon what grounds they would determine bans and the like. But that's not what was added to the most recent experimental snapshots of Minecraft. Microsoft is implementing a total chat report system that's accessible across all of Minecraft, and if you are banned, you aren't just banned from one server, you can be banned from all of Minecraft. From what I can tell, that means you can't log into your account. No single player worlds.
Jesus.
Nothing. So with penalties as extreme as that, the guidelines must be some pretty serious offenses. I mean, yeah, they have those, but they also have everything else. All the vague platitudes that have been in over-moderated games and social media sites for the last 10 years, including Facebook. All of these are open to vague interpretation and therefore potential for players to abuse. But let's focus on the 3 most absurd ones. Number 1, harassment or bullying. This one might seem sensible when you first hear it, but think about it. Microsoft defines this on their page as someone who is shaming, attacking, or bullying you. Attacking. What's that even mean? At no point do they disqualify mutual vocal combat, which means it's still possibly bullying, even if two players are mutually attacking one another in conversation. Are we just supposed to ban both of them? Negative experiences are still part of the human experience, whether in real life or online. We can reasonably curb the more extreme and toxic spectrum of that experience, but this sort of vague language criminalizes such a huge degree of Minecraft interaction, as everyone who plays Minecraft multiplayer at some point
that's literally
has
all of
beef with
2B2T.
another player. If that person is reasonable, they probably would prefer not to have been banned over that fight, and would extend the same courtesy even to the person they had beef with. But not everyone is reasonable.
No, most
especially
people
when
are
they're
not like
thick
that.
with the emotions of the fight. People are gonna report each other, and it's gonna be all-out war, arguably making the problem they're claiming to solve with this worse. Number 2.
Yeah, that's the point, though.
I mean, come on. What does this even mean if I say f or shit? I can expect to lose the base I've been working on in 2B2T for 8 years now. We can expect it won't be that ridiculous, sure, but no language within the rules at any point leads us to that conclusion. They're not clear about almost anything, and they disqualify nothing specific. Number 3, hate speech. If you were afraid I wasn't going to go there, fear not. I will. It's at the top of the list. Is that ringing any bells regarding Microsoft priorities? What does this phrase even mean?
It doesn't mean anything. It means whatever they want it to mean.
It's okay to hate Hitler, right? Microsoft's clarification for hate speech is someone is attacking you or another player based on characteristics of their identity, like religion, race, or sexuality. Yes, attacking someone based on race or sexuality is bad. But religion? Really? If someone tells me Jesus loves me, to which I retort, Jesus probably never existed in the first place, based on the fact that it's written like fiction, since the Gospels read from the omniscient narrator perspective and have no explanation as to how they know about all the parts that they weren't there for, like whenever Jesus talks to God alone. I know, I'm pissing everyone off with this video. Am I gonna get banned for saying that? How do you define an attack? And why is it indecent to criticize someone's religion? I mean, they can't all be true. That's logically incoherent. But you can see where I'm going with this. All 3 of these precepts include somewhat normal or expected aspects of human behavior and experience.
Yep.
Potentially
Be a robot.
criminalizing them opens the door for players to use these bans
Lest
as a
we
weapon
ruin
of
your
war
life.
against their enemies.
Become
And
a
that's
robot.
exactly what you're going to have happen. People will get into arguments or say things that are part of the awkward experience of people interacting with each other. Many people will report others for this, and where otherwise, after a way too heated fight with someone where you learn a lesson through natural socialization of what to do and what not to do in the future, instead, Microsoft bans you, and it just makes you more angry and toxic, and it gets worse, and people will start to hate Minecraft, and the entire effect will just snowball out of control. Some of you probably think I'm overblowing this, and if you believe that, that's fine. I saw what happened to the internet across human culture as a whole, and I think Facebook's a great example of what happens when you try to police human interaction to such an invasive and authoritarian degree. Minecraft represents freedom, having one of the largest potential world file sizes and world borders that you'll never reach. Implementing a speech policy that will be interpreted by thousands of different moderators that could get you banned from all of Minecraft is an insane moral overstep into the community, and it isn't fair to server owners paying to host their own servers who would therefore wish to implement their own rules. I mean, that system has worked fine for like 12 years. Why are you attempting to mess with something that isn't a problem, that could only go wrong for you? Forcing a broad censorship that stretches to all of Minecraft on top of that just complicates the entire thing into a nightmare that only gets more toxic and isn't fair to the vast majority of server communities who wish to remain self-policed and who don't want your censorship. Facebook is dying a slow death, and even though it's a joke now, it used to be pretty cool. I know that its downfall is for a lot more reasons than just the 30-day Facebook ban meme, but it's still a pretty big reason. I don't want Minecraft to go the same way in any capacity. You're not morally educating anyone with these bans, you'll just be making them all more toxic against you, and it's going to have an extremely negative bleeding effect on your player base. I always thought Minecraft would eventually go the way of RuneScape, with players lamenting over the superior, older versions of the game so bad, but in RuneScape's case that was based purely off of gameplay. I thought that would happen for Minecraft, but I never saw a big movement of that, except now, suddenly, I'm seeing people saying that they're never gonna update their worlds to the newest version because it's not safe due to the chat moderation. I don't want the community to get split up like that. Microsoft, you're about to make your first big move to the Java community that will encourage them to lose their trust in me. You forced us to migrate our accounts and thus agree to your Microsoft terms and conditions, implying that you'll leave the spirit of our game and community intact. I make sappy
And they
offers
lied to our
Minecraft
faces to say as
content,
much.
but I'm also a realist and a pessimist, and I knew this was coming. But you can prove me wrong. You still have time to reverse this. I know you won't, but it's still worth saying. Keep moderation in the hands of server owners. It's part of the privilege that they pay for. Leave Java Minecraft alone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
Now, the video was a downer, no doubt.
Yep, it's a downer. But hey, we can only really just, you know, push on from there. Chat died. Well, I mean, I don't know. The reacting thing is not for me. I'm just gonna be real with you guys. I wasn't on board with this idea from the outset. I'm getting more fun out of like talking with you guys, telling stories, saying whatever's on my mind, letting it out, you know, stuff of that nature. And I'm just not into the whole reacting to stuff channel. You know, that's not me. But that's okay. You know, we'll keep going as we are. That's just, you know, lesson learned, I guess. I don't know. But at any rate, that was some of it was stuff I'd already seen inadvertently. Some of it was just really, you know, on point. Yeah, Microsoft is definitely making this game as much of a disaster as they can get their hands on. I have no idea why they've chosen now to do that, but what can you do? So I guess until things change, I won't be updating. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll just have to see. But at any rate, that'll do it for me for tonight. The Iron Golem farm here is so close to being done. I'm so close to just getting this last bit out of the way. Oh, man. I tell you, I hope they pay for this. One way or another. I hope they sincerely pay for this. Like, this is the monkey's paw. And it's going to curse them and their families and lives for ever. Something like that. That would just be swell. If Microsoft and its executive shitheads were to just be absolutely destroyed for this kind of a decision. To just never be able to truly ruin things like this for anyone ever again. I would hope that if their dreams and wishes come true, I hope they get their comeuppance. Because they don't deserve to get away with this. Not saying anyone should do anything to them, just that I hope karma and life does what it does best and pays them back for their shitty treatment of their fans and their customers and just everyone. I just hope everybody can, at some point, recover from this and go on to be better and happier. Because we definitely don't need Microsoft telling us how to run things. Now of all times, like, why now? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Oops. Okay. I've almost got everything situated. Okay, right here in the middle. Two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Three, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam. Okay, so right here is the middle. Cool. Jack wants revenge. Well, I would like for these people to just learn to stop fucking with things and trying to fix things that aren't broken. That's another big issue, is people don't know how to leave well enough alone. There's a lot of very arrogant, very powerful, very foolish people who think they can just run everything and will very likely run everything into the ground. Because they feel the need to fix what isn't broken. They feel the need to try to cure humanity of the human condition. And it's not only infuriating, it's also very bad for anyone who's actually, you know, human and not Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, I'll commend Mark on one thing, and that is he's doing the thing before everybody else. And that is simply, you know, he's not asking of us something he himself is not willing to do. And that is to become a fucking robot. I'll give him that. He is at least becoming a fucking robot all by himself, if he's not already there. And so, I gotta commend that kind of dedication, you know? Being a robot isn't easy. Nobody wants to be a robot, not really. But give it to old Mark, he's trying. But I don't get the feeling that anyone else will submit and become a robot all on their own. They'll make you a robot, but they won't make themselves a robot. No, they will still be your human overlords. So hey, it's whatever. Won't be surprised if you have to pay a fine to reactivate a banned account. Oh my god. Don't give them ideas. Jesus. That's harrowing. Doubt that's one of the Java things. Yeah, it will be. Oh, hey, hi, Pobly. Yeah, it has been a while. Hacking will be a thing. Yeah, here's hoping that getting on with a... well, I don't know. If it's a Microsoft account, there may not be any alternative. I don't know. It's going to be a brave new world, and that's not a good thing. Nobody wants to live in a brave new world. Everybody wants to react to it, but nobody wants to be in it. At least I don't believe. Now, you mean hacking the actual human cyborg? Yeah, that's another problem. There won't be any security to that. You probably would be hackable if you were a human, robot, or whatever. Cyborg in this case. 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's just a shame. Nobody deserves to be reduced to an inhuman being, you know? I feel like a lot of this is just the stripping away of humanity. For what are entirely ideological purposes. So I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll just have to see. Okay, that's good. Okay, so this is my fence gate. Oh, man. It's always darkest just before the dawn. Don't forget that. I'm not quite sure what exactly the dawn is going to look like. Or how long it'll take to get here, but, you know. It's always darkest just before the dawn, or so they say. Not quite sure if they've seen a technological dystopia. Latest stream I've ever seen Jack here. Oh yeah. It's 12:30. I'm finishing this up, and then I've got to get a few. I think 2 more zombies. Yeah, I've got to get a zombie here, zombie down there. I think that's it. So yeah, we're pretty close to the end of the Iron Golem farm. But yeah, that was pretty nice. You know, the reaction streams were... It was an interesting idea. Not a great idea, just an interesting one. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Let's run back to the platform. Oh shit. How did he spawn over here? That's gonna be a problem. Oh, he's not gonna, like, go anywhere, and he's blocking them from spawning new iron golems. You're bad. You're bad at your job, sir. I need you to stop. Damn it. I'm gonna have to, like, fix this. Damn it, I can't get him to wander off. There we go. You don't see him. He's not over there. Don't worry. Everybody is perfectly fine. Oh my god, this guy isn't going to behave at all. Yikes. Yeah, this is only a 1 block wide gap, so he's not able to slip through there. He is bigger than a block wide. That'll work. Oh fuck, you big. Got him. Okay. Whew. I could have always flown away if necessary. It wasn't always like that bad. Okay, good. So they didn't lose their trades or suddenly realize that I'm bad because I killed their golem. I was afraid of that. All right. Well, at any rate, that is going to do it for me for tonight. Let me get rid of all this. There we go. All right. Well, I feel that was a very, very productive stream otherwise. Even if it was a bit weird. Okay, I'm going to have to stop those iron golems from accumulating on the edge, like, right there. Because somehow they're able to, like... Or no, he's on that other lip. I see now. Okay, well, at any rate, that'll be a thing I do tomorrow, or Tuesday, actually. Yeah. Okay. Well, try using glass. Golems won't spawn on glass. Yeah, I might have to try that, Momo Bear. Thank you. But at any rate, that was fun reacting, but I'm probably not going to do this again. This just really isn't my thing. You know? But it wasn't terrible. So yeah, I will catch you all next time. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching. Thank you to Super Jean for donating as well, and you all have a great evening. I will catch you all later. Bye.